Good Monday morning. I'm Hannah Ferrera. A Dunlap driver is recovering this morning after being trapped in their car following a crash on Saturday. We want to go back to that execution of a death row inmate from Chattanooga. Harold Wayne Nichols was just executed at the Riverbend Maximum Security Institute in Nashville. I feel like we have been sitting on ARC for years talking about gas prices, fuel prices, airline prices. So many Americans looking at their watches saying, when is this going to give itself up? Breaking overnight, this was the scene in Cape Canaveral, Florida, just after dusk, after a Blue Origin rocket exploded on its launch pad. A Dalton College student once held in ICE custody is back home after making bond. We've been covering the story of Jimena Arias Cristobal and her father for more than a week now. The change in leadership comes as the war with Iran has now gone on more than 3 months, and finding a deal continues to be a back-and-forth battle between the United States and Iran, as Christine Frizzell reports. Americans are really feeling that strain when it comes to travel. If I can't fly, I'll have to drive. If I can't drive, what am I supposed to do? You know, it's a tough situation that a lot of people are in right now. I'm Hannah Ferrera, and our lights just went out, but I think they're actually back on right now.
There we go. They just kind of popped. Yeah. Everything's kind of waking up on a Tuesday Blues Day. Here we are.
And if you plan to spend Memorial Day weekend on Chickamauga Lake, you may notice water levels are much lower than this time last year. We have been following behind me here an accident, I-24 heading eastbound near Cummings Highway. We've been following this accident for hours now at this point. Closed down traffic to one lane in that area. At first, the congestion was here, then it was here, then it kept stretching all the way down here to the Tennessee-Georgia state line. Starting this half hour with the ongoing scattered rain and storm chances across the area. Meteorologist Olivia Glass, of course, tracking all that. Olivia, the chances of flash floods continue today. Dane, you mentioned a key word there that I want to bring up. You said some city services. We know Henderson said, would you rather pay a property tax or, again, eliminate some city services? I know some people have been commenting, what are those some services? We're talking about recycling. Are there other potential services from the city that would get eliminated if they are trying to save this money? We did try to confirm with Bradley County's emergency management director that the plan is to keep Amero shut down for 5 weeks, but we have yet to hear back on that. CNN and the New York Times, among others, cite their sources, saying President Trump could be about to remove Attorney General Pam Bondi. This is so important because every 40 seconds, one person in the United States has a stroke. Sort of to put things into perspective, that means while you're watching this right now, about 2 people will have a stroke in the span of this story. There are no plans to shut down the Incline Railway. That's according to the attorney for Lookout Mountain. Now, this announcement comes after a proposed ordinance caused some confusion from riders about the Incline's future.
Well, if you're flying Southwest Airlines, make sure you leave your humanoid robot at home.
I'll put that on my to-do list here. Earlier this month, a humanoid robot named Stewie went viral after boarding a Southwest flight from Las Vegas and was placed in a window seat. Again, we did file that open records request, finding out that there were 6 emergency calls tied to the plant in the past 9 months. I want to break down real quick a timeline of the 3 most recent events. And even right here in the studio throughout this morning, we've been hearing that rain just pounding on the roof. We don't have any windows in here, so we can't see it, but we certainly can hear it. I think this project really sort of encapsulates that push and pull that we talk a lot about on ARC, making sure the city is growing, making sure it's adapting and evolving as the world adapts and evolves to the growing population, especially here in Chattanooga, like I said. But of course, keeping the history, keeping the character, keeping the charm of Chattanooga.